Hello, hello. Hi. How are you, beautiful people? You're all so glamorous. Oh, I love this.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm in work.
You are always glamorous, Donna. You are work glam. This is my work glam. I get to work in my 90. Yay.
Well, that's all right, you know.
Why not? How are we all?
Good, thanks.
Gorgeous Wednesday. Midway through the week.
Hot.
Very hot week. Yeah.
Very toasty.
Yeah, you look amazing, Lizzie.
Oh, thank you. As do you. As do you all.
Everyone does. You look like ready to go out.
You all put me to shame.
Oh, behave yourself. I'm just going to give people another couple of minutes because I think a few more people might be jumping on. But while we're waiting for everyone, if you can just pop in the chat box any questions that have come up from the last couple of days, anything that you're concerned about, and just how you're feeling at the moment, especially if you have got a little bit glammed up. How are you feeling right now? Oh, I just got a little thing to say someone's in the waiting room. How do I get to it? There we go. So we will hopefully have time for your questions and everything today. I'm just going to give you a few pointers when it comes to body confidence and self-love, because it is quite a personal thing and something that I delve pretty deep into in my academy. But for this session, I just want to give you as many pointers as I can. And we're going to do a really deep meditation as well, which is going to connect to our sacral chakra and our womb space. So pretty powerful. But if at any point there are any triggering questions, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, it's a positive thing, because being uncomfortable means you're growing and you're transforming. But please don't feel obliged if anything does feel a little bit triggering for you. Okay. Most of you are pretty familiar with me anyway, but I am, an intimacy coach and a confidence coach. So some questions might be a little bit deep for you. Okay, so just to give you a heads up. So don't worry if that is the case. You're all good. You are in a safe space, in a very glamorous space, which is amazing. Who's just joined us? I think Jenny has. Hello, Jenny. You okay? Right.
I don't want.
Oh, chat box, amazing. I now know I can be the best version of myself, but scary taking myself out of my comfy zone. Yes, absolutely. I've actually made, I'm going to post it in a couple of days. I've made like a chart of what that comfort zone looks like and like use steps to get out of it. But of course, the comfy zone is comfy. It's like someone nicking your comfort blanket off you, isn't it? Like, no, my blankie. But it's once we get out of that space, we do transform. That's where the magic happens. Okay, that's when we grow, and we feel amazing when we grow, because it's a core human need. But we appreciate it can be scary, but you're not on your own. You're all good. So,
do you know if I'm like on my cell phone? Do you know if there is a way that I can see everyone? Because right now I'm only seeing you and me. I want to see what everyone
swipe. I know. I think on your phone you have to swipe, unless you've got a thing that says gallery. But I think on a phone you do have to swipe. It's like Tinder but Zoom.
Oh yeah, I know how to do swiping.
Yeah, we are skilled at swiping.
Hello everyone.
Oh, and Donna has a cat.
I know, this is our works kitten. What do you think of him?
Oh, he's beautiful.
Well, it's her name is Topsy.
Oh.
My goodness, how do you get a work cat?
Well, the two boys I support wanted to have a cat, so we decided we'd let them have a kitten.
Oh, I love that.
She's beautiful.
That's bloody brilliant. Amazing. Oh, Debbie spent the day glammed up, felt uncomfortable the first part of the day, but time I feel good and glam. Totally, he's doing it again tomorrow. No more baggy clothes. Yay! I love that, Debbie. That's amazing. And you know what? It can feel uncomfortable at first if we're not used to it, and especially like after the last 12 months 18 months, like I don't know about you guys, but I've been living in pajamas and gym leggings. Like, yeah, it's been pretty unglamorous but very comfortable. So it can feel strange actually getting dressed up again.
I live like that anyway.
Yeah.
Even pre-lockdown.
Yeah. I think I did.
I saw someone put up a post on Facebook, I think a week ago, saying, does anyone get back into their pajamas when they get home, no matter what time of day it is? I'm like, yeah, that's totally me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll go out for a bit, I get back into my pajamas when I come home, and then, you know, change to go walk the dogs and back into my pajamas again. And just so much more comfortable than wearing jeans or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus I usually end up covered in fur anyway, so
yeah, pet mother life. Yeah, this is true. But you know what, it doesn't actually matter what you wear, because if you have that inner self-love and that confidence, you can feel hot and sexy in a bin bag. Like, once you've built that up, it doesn't matter what you wear. This is fun, and this is surface level stuff, and it's to help you either get that boost and feel amazing, or to test the waters and see how far you can push yourself to grow and develop. So, but yeah, we can be wearing whatever we want to wear. All good. So what I would like you to do is, I would like you to give me a score out of 10 for how much you feel in love with yourself right now. So 1, you're on the verge of breaking up with yourself. 10, wildly in love, would marry yourself tomorrow. So anywhere between 1 and 10. What have we got? Oh, we've got 2 8s. This is good. Some middles. Okay, nice. Okay, so we've got a bit of a range. Okay, amazing. So we're going to do an exercise soon, and I'm going to take into account that score. So remember your score that you've just said. Okay, so when we talk about self-love and self-love practices and body confidence, I think a lot of the time we can feel almost like it's selfish, and that prioritizing our own needs is selfish, or it means that putting ourselves first means we're going to lose other people, or they're going to be behind. And it's a very feminine kind of trait. It's a wounded feminine trait, if we're honest, and connects to that people pleasing that we've already spoken about. But it's not selfish. And in fact, self-love is one of like the least selfish things that you can do. Because if you imagine your cup of love, and if that cup is full, amazing, because you've got plenty to drink from. If you can fill that cup so much that it overflows, other people can drink too. So actually, working on your self-love and prioritizing you does serve other people in the long run. Okay, but it can be quite a common thing for us to feel like we're being selfish if we're prioritizing ourselves, if we're putting those boundaries in place or those standards, if we're saying no and putting our own needs first. We can feel a bit icky about it, whereas actually it is the most selfless thing that you can do. And on the plus side, anyway, like, selfish isn't a negative thing. Okay, we just have that connection to it because of our conditioning. Okay, so that's just the first thing I want to put out there, is none of this is in any way a negative, selfish act. Okay, it's an essential, in my little opinion. So self-love is all about cultivating a really meaningful relationship with yourself. And this then has a knock-on effect in all other areas of your life, especially your love life and dating, but also in your career as well, even in your money sector, because it connects to receiving, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on as well. So your little score that you've just got, we're going to start with a list, obviously, because every other session started with a list, and I love a list. So I want you to list what you love about you. And whatever score you just gave yourself, add 10. That's how many things we want you to come up with. So if you've said 8, then I want you to give me 18 things. If you've said 5, I want you to give me 15 things. This might seem super, super easy. It might feel like a challenge, and this is the Admiration Army Challenge. It is supposed to stretch you. So what you love about you, and focus on you, not what you love about what you do for other people. What you love about you. What are you good at? What is good about your body, what is good about your looks, what is good about your personality. What would make you want to marry you? You are the only person you are with for every single day of your life. You want a lover. Everyone's now thinking, shit, I should have given a lower score.
No.
I can read your minds. I know what you're thinking. I really meant 2. I remember when I very first did this, it was a good couple of years ago now. But yeah, it was definitely a challenge. And I think now, last count, I think I'm on about 120 things. I think. So it's possible, because if I can do it, like I'm not a Wonder, well, I am a Wonder Woman, but I'm not, you know, no different to any of you. So that's your next challenge. Get as many things on here as you can. And this is a gorgeous thing to come back to as well. And actually, oh, it's not handy, but it's something that I always encourage my clients to do, is to create a positivity folder, or a smile file, as I like to call it. So anything like this, I put into my smile file. I put in like a list of all the achievements I've had. I put a list in there of all the things that make me happy. So if I'm feeling a little bit down, I can look at my happiness menu. I put in there a list of all the things I've manifested, just to remind myself that I'm freaking awesome at manifesting. So whenever I'm having those wobbly days, I've got my smile file of wonderful things. So I always encourage anyone to give that a go as well. And this would fit perfectly in there. If anyone would like to share any of their list, you are very welcome to. Honesty and respect. Nice. Kind, independent, artistic, curvy, long hair. Gorgeous. Honest, yes. If you can't be honest with yourself, who can you be honest with, hey? And respect is a brilliant one as well, because if similar, you know, if you don't respect yourself, that universal mirror, can anyone else respect you? Has anyone managed to hit the number that was the goal? Yay! Hurrah, another 10. I feel like a PT, like drop, give me 20. 10 more, keep pushing. 22, yay! Amazing. So keep adding to this. If you can add 3 things every day to this list, imagine by the end of next month what your list is going to look like. Just 3 little things every day. And eventually, you know, you'll get to the point where you're putting things on there that right now you feel are like your flaws, or like your shadow self, or the parts of you that you're actually not particularly keen on. So we're about embracing all of that and falling in love with all of it. So your next little exercise, kind of related to this, but more with that body focus. So I want you to do a little doodle of yourself. Feel free to share these as well. So it can be a stick man if you want to, but I want you to do a little doodle of yourself in the middle of a page. So draw yourself however you wish. And I want you to go from the tip of your head down to your toes. And I want you to label everything. Okay. And I want you to think about what you love about each body part. Not what you don't like. And especially those areas where you normally wouldn't give any love to. I want you to think about what you love about that body part. And if it helps, think about the function. Okay, so for example, if you are someone who doesn't like your tummy, okay, your stomach allows you to enjoy food. Okay, without your stomach, no snacks. If you don't like your legs allow you to explore and to walk, to dance. Okay, so have a little think. All your main body areas. You don't have to go into like real detail of like mole, top left shoulder. That's okay. I mean, you can, but Jenny, I think you're leaning on your keyboard or you're talking a different language to us all today.
Sorry, my cat is trying to help.
The cat, yay, the cat's involved.
Sorry, let me take away the chat box.
So funny.
Oh, she knows I'm struggling.
This is a gorgeous exercise to do with photographs as well. So almost like annotating a photograph. And if you're super comfortable with it and you want to take this work further, doing some mirror work, ideally in the nud, and really focusing on each and every body part. And it's a gorgeous thing to do every single day. You'll also get more comfortable seeing yourself naked as well, but going through every single body part, everything that you see, thanking your body for what it does for you and expressing that gratitude, because what this gratitude does is it suppresses the ego. Okay, and it can be the ego that is the one that's comparing us. Okay, so if we can suppress that, we're going to boost our self-esteem as well as our body confidence and our self-love. So a gorgeous practice to get into and just give thanks for everything that your body does, all the ways it jiggles and wobbles, because it's a beautiful vessel and you only get one in this lifetime.
Stop it. What?
And if anyone wants to show their doodles, please feel free. I'm not artistic. That is not one of my skills. Oh, Elisa, you can actually draw. I love it. It actually looks like you. It's amazing. You're even in the same outfit. So feel free, before you go to bed tonight, to take this a little bit further. I imagine most of us will be stripping off because it's too bloody hot here in the UK. So as you do, look in the mirror and give thanks to every single piece of you. And out of interest, does that make anyone feel uncomfortable, the thought of looking at yourself naked in the mirror? Just give me a hands up. Okay. So,
can I be honest?
Of course you can. This is an honest, open space.
When you said that, I had a moment of thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even own a mirror that doesn't, I can just see my face in the mirror on my dressing table, and any of the other mirrors in my house are just from my head upwards. It's something I'm working on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even have a mirror, so that would be a little bit tricky, but it's probably something I should really start to face.
But it's also, you know, going at your own pace, and actually sometimes almost going backwards away. So sometimes if you're in that place where you're really, really not comfortable and you're just not ready to sort of face up to that and do that work yet, almost go the opposite way and have a bit of a reflection detox.
Okay.
And actually cover your mirrors. You know, have one of you doing your makeup before you go to work so you can like check. I have lipstick like up in my eyebrow. So for those purposes, obviously. But other than that, cover reflective surfaces and just check in with yourself and see like how long can you go, because you might start to notice actually you'll start to check yourself out in like shop windows and stuff. So almost
Really
reverse
interesting.
it and do a bit of a detox of it and then introduce it again.
Thank
And
you.
see how that feels. But doing stuff like this, do your doodles, do it on a photo. You know, that gratitude practice will do the same. It'll start suppressing your ego, whether you're looking at yourself. If you are looking in the mirror, it is more powerful because you connect to your subconscious, especially if you look at yourself in your left eye. That is connected to the subconscious side of your brain. I can't do my left and right and I'm mirrored on this screen. It's very confusing. But that can be really, really powerful. But if you're not at that stage, just practicing the gratitude, writing it down, saying it out loud, even if just when you're lying in bed before you fall asleep, you have like a mental checklist and just go through and give thanks for every body part and what it's done for you today. Okay, sound cool?
Thank you.
Amazing, you're very welcome. Okay, other triggering question, just because this connects to that masculine and feminine energy that we've been speaking about as well. So few people are comfortable with being naked. Show of hands, who is comfortable having sex? Okay, we've got slightly less. Show of hands, who is comfortable having sex with themselves? Even less. So this is like maybe depends on the mood. So this really connects to your sensuality and your intimacy, which is why we're going to be focusing on the sacral chakra in our meditation today, because this applies to men as well, but especially as women, our womb space is very, very powerful. Like it literally creates life, okay? But it also creates our reality in other ways as well. So if you find you have a little bit of a block when it comes to that sensuality and to sex, then it can manifest itself in other ways in other areas as well, because it's to do with receiving pleasure. And if you are unable to receive pleasure on your own, then chances are when you're having sex with a partner, it's more an act of giving. Or in some cases, if you've got a wounded feminine energy, it's almost a case of performing. Okay, and you know, we have porn and things to thank for this, that it's a bit of a stage show as well. So I would encourage you to get more comfortable and familiar with yourself. And it's not just in like a sexual way as well. So you can start by, you know, just stroking your hair, brushing your hair really gently, moisturizing your face, giving yourself a nice little massage. Okay, moisturizing your legs with your sun cream, whatever it may be. But getting used to and comfortable with that physical touch allows you to receive pleasure in other ways, money, for example, or new jobs. Okay, because if we're blocking pleasure in a sexual way, as women, because it's connected to that womb space, we can be rejecting pleasure in a lot of other areas as well. So it's actually one of the most easiest ways and most empowering ways of allowing things to come in is through pleasure. And I'm all about that. That's fine by me. Make it as easy as you possibly can. But that's just something to think about when you are, you know, working on your self-love as well. Okay, you can take the sexual element out of it. Okay, just think about what makes you feel good, what makes you feel nurtured, and what makes you feel feminine. Okay, because it might be that that is what is blocking what it is that you're trying to work towards. Okay, and it's not something that people often connect the dots to. So just to give you that little nugget of something to have a go with. Connecting to that as well, it's something that I would just encourage you to schedule in your diaries, is either glow time, goddess time, whatever you want to call it, but a time that is just for you. So when I'm actually doing my schedule for a week, I'll put in like the essential things. So I'll put in what work I've got on, I'll put in like my workouts and things like that. But then I will actually block out in yellow time that is not to be booked for anything else. And that includes social time, anything. It is just my free time to do what feels good to me at that time. Might be having a nap, that's okay. Might be reading a book, but I encourage you to actually schedule your glow time. Because if you schedule it, you are more likely to stick to it. Okay, if it's in the diary, you're like, what the bloody hell's that yellow block? And you're like, oh yeah, that's me time. But it's a non-negotiable. Okay, you have other time for socializing. If people ring you up and say, do you want to go for a coffee? No, glow time. It's your time. So put it in a place that suits you. It can be 10 minutes. Okay, I know some people have very busy lives, but this is so important for filling your cup. Because remember, if your cup's not full, you can't drink and no one else can drink from it. Okay, it's like putting on your own oxygen mask first. That cup needs to overflow. Okay, so schedule in your glow time. Okay. Next little question for you. Does anyone find they have issues around food or exercise? Yeah, a couple. Okay. So that could be like a whole other session on its own. It's something that actually came into the academy like unknowingly almost, through guest coaches that came in, and then it's something that's kind of carried on. But obviously things like that do connect to body confidence as well. If people are on like a fitness journey or a health journey, then that is something to also be mindful of. But if that is something that you are working on, then ask yourself, how much of a priority is it? And again, schedule it in. So schedule in your exercise, schedule in your movement, do your meal planning as well, because if you have a schedule, you've got that structure and that masculine energy to it, it makes the feminine flow a lot easier. Okay, because you've put things in place. But also quite common with food, and I don't want to get into this now because it is quite a personal thing, and yeah, would be a much deeper session, but quite often if people have challenging relationships with food, it can be to fill a physical void. Okay, you know the term comfort eating? We normally comfort eat when something shitty's happened, and it's because we feel like physically like something's missing. So breakups especially, you know, tub of Ben and Jerry's straight in there, because we feel like we've lost something, so we almost want to fill that physical space in our tummies with food. Okay, so just be more mindful and have a think the next time that you do feel you are having food or reaching out for food, is it in a way that is serving you? Okay, or are you filling a void that actually is highlighting there's something else that you need to be working on? Because otherwise we end up in like a bit of a habitual cycle. Okay, so there's ways of breaking out that habit and creating a new one, but just having that awareness, and now this awareness is in your conscious mind, you will think about it. If you do have that kind of relationship with food, just ask yourself, what are you covering up? Okay, is there something a little bit deeper that you want to work through? And the same with exercise as well. And obviously this goes both ways, and I've experienced it both ways as well. I've been on diets where I've lived off water for a week and bloody cauliflower soup, like a couple of 100 calories, and exercising like a lunatic. Okay, that is what I can only describe as an eating disorder. Like, that wasn't a good place to be in at all. So if it is something that you want to work on, there's things that you can check online. I think you can access like mindful eating questionnaires online, so have a little look at those. But if it is something that you kind of want to explore a little bit deeper, then just pop me a message and it's something that we can talk about. But it's just, I wanted to mention it because it does connect with body confidence, obviously, because food and exercise can tie in a little bit to how we feel about ourselves. Okay, so meditation or journaling. we'll do journaling, we'll finish with the meditation, I think, and then we'll do questions after that. Okay, so I don't even like this word because it gets to me. Okay, but we're going to talk about worthiness and deservability. Okay, so do you feel deserving of everything that you want? We've got a few no's. Okay, do you feel worthy of what you want? Whether that's a partner, whether it's a thriving business, whether it's being a millionaire, do you feel worthy of it or deserving of it? Hands up, yes. In betweenies. Cool. Okay. So I did used to have problems with this, and my coach at the time, it still makes me laugh, and it's something that kind of helps in a way. So who's to say who is worthy and who is deserving? Who's deciding that? Is there someone following you around with a clipboard going, oh, you weren't very nice today, you don't deserve to have that pay rise now? Who decides whether you are worthy or deserving? Lizzie's like, yep, you do. So it's a choice. Just like everything we've done these last 3 days, you have a choice. You can choose to compare to other people and damage your self-esteem. You can choose to just do your best and have confidence 100% of the time. You can choose to prioritize you and to fall in love with you. You can choose to be deserving. Because no one's checking up on you and marking you on that clipboard. Now, I know Santa does have a naughty and nice list, okay? But Santa Claus aside, it's up to you, okay? So, a couple of journal prompts for you. So, first off, I have already asked it you, but feel free to journal around this. So, do you feel deserving? See what comes through for you. You might just have a straight yes or no, or you might have some other downloads come through. And what do you want that you don't already have?
Sorry, Vix, can you repeat that question again?
Yes, of course. So what do you want that you don't already have?
Thanks.
You are welcome. I've just realised I actually look quite naked when I sit back. I'm not naked. I'm in a nightie. So what do you want that you don't have? And why do you deserve it? That thing that you want that you don't yet have, why do you deserve it? Because you're the one with the clipboard. And any of you that do work with the law of attraction and manifestation, you know, what we put out there, what we project that we deserve is what we receive. So if you feel deserving to be in a poor financial situation, that's what you'll have. Okay, if you feel deserving to be single, because maybe you weren't great in a previous relationship, whatever, that's what the universe will deliver to you. And then a little bit of a memory test for you, but something that can quite often explain our relationship to deservability is, what were the rules about deserving when you were growing up? So think like when you wanted to have a treat or a pudding, did you have to work for it? Did you have to earn it? Did you have pocket money? Did you have to work for pocket money? What lessons were you taught about what we are deserving of or what we are worthy of? Elisa, I want more appreciation and love from others because I have a lot for others as well as myself. Maybe I could add a little bit more. Get specific with it. So more appreciation and love from others. Who specifically? So get specific about him. That is a really good one though, for reasons why you are deserving, because what you put out is what you get back. Yeah, get specific on it. Just be careful with your specifics. I think most of you know the stories where I've manifested people with certain names and then gone, oh, okay, or cars just for fun. But yeah, maybe get specific on the things that matter. Oh, Donna, I love that. I want to begin my coaching business, have more financial abundance and a new loving relationship. Beautiful. Easy. Easy peasy. When we're actually doing things like this is the one kind of time where a little bit of comparisonitis can be a positive. So especially with, talk about manifesting a lot today, I'm feeling manifestation vibes. But when we are manifesting and if it doesn't feel possible for us, or it feels like it's a million miles away, have a look around you and look at who has what you want. Because if someone else has it, that means it's possible. Okay, so we call these expanders when we're working with the law of attraction, or mentors or role models, if you like, as well. But look at who has what you want. Because firstly, you can see, how have they got there? Can you retrace their steps a little bit? But also it shows you that it is possible. Okay, there are millionaires walking around. There are people happily married with babies walking around. Okay, there are people with uber duper self-confidence walking around. Okay, it's all possible. And whenever you think something isn't possible, then remember the question that I ask quite a lot, which is, if I paid you £1 million to achieve that, would you do it? Most of the time you'll say yeah. Because you'd get £1 million for it, as well as the thing that you want to achieve. Okay, but the fact that you'd do it, you'd put yourself through the hard work because I would pay you £1 million, means that it is possible, and it's just something else that is stopping you. Okay, which is probably a fear or a limiting belief that's holding you back. Okay, but it's possible. Debbie, I want a bungalow with a big garden and more regular babysitters so I can have more me time. Gorgeous. Rules growing up was have to do chores to have pocket money and behave or be quiet for a treat. So these kind of things can stay with us because that is in your subconscious. Okay, so if you feel you have to behave a certain way to achieve your bungalow, for example, have you got to behave and be quiet in order to get your bungalow? Like, it can connect to what we feel we're deserving of as adults. Okay, or we feel we have to do chores to get paid, we have to work to get paid. Okay, so just something to have a little bit of a think over. I love that. Be quiet. Be quiet, I'll give you a biscuit. Okay. I'd probably do that now. Okay, are we ready to do our meditation? Yeah, okay, so get yourselves nice and comfortable. So this is connecting to your sacral chakra. Again, do not worry if you are not familiar with chakras at all, because I'm going to guide you through it. And again, the playlist that we've got is going to tune into that area for you, so you don't need to worry about overthinking or anything like that. You are all good. So get yourselves nice and comfy. And I am going to share my screen and my sound and find where I've put Spotify. There we go. So sometimes when I upload these recordings, it takes away the music. Sometimes it doesn't. I think it depends on what music it is and like the copyrights on it. But just in case it takes it away, we are on the Sacral Chakra Balance Full Chakra Healing playlist. But search for any sacral chakra music as you wish. So let me know if you can hear this okay. They normally start off quite quiet, but I'll just keep my ears on the volume so you can hopefully still hear me as well. Yep, all good. Okay, amazing. So when you're ready, just gently close down your eyes for me. And nice and comfy. And just take a nice deep breath in for me. And gently exhale through your mouth. And big deep breath in. So really connect into your body. And really push that breath out. Almost make a noise as you let that breath go. One more time, deep breath in. Feel your tummy expand. And blow that breath away. Like blowing out a candle. Now your sacral chakra is at the very bottom of your tummy, so around your womb space. So if you want to place one or both hands there, then feel free. If you don't want to place them on that chakra, then just make sure you are touching your body in a place. Okay, it's up to you, wherever is comfortable. Your heart space, your lap, wherever is comfortable. Just make sure there is that physical contact. Okay, so I want you to really focus on that sacral area, so the bottom of your tummy. And I want you to imagine it glowing a really bright orange. A nice citrus colour. See that orange light expanding. Filling all of your pelvic region. And just notice if there's any clouded areas, if there's any tension in that area. You're welcome to give a little massage as well if that feels good for you. You imagine that bright orange light. I want you to see that light expand. You're going up and up and filling the sky around you. As that orange fills the sky like the sunlight, I want you to imagine yourself outside. Whatever outside space you have been called to, you're not alone in this space. may notice that there is an animal around you. There may be a guide nearby you, or there could be a loved one close by as well. Have a little check around for outside space and see who you come across. There may just be signs or gifts left for you, or your spirit guide might want to make contact with you. Just allow yourself to explore. And as you're wandering around, what can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you taste? And what can you touch? Just really feel into your body in this space. And I want you to ask yourself, what do you love to do? What brings you joy? As women, we are even more creative. Our womb space is the creator of life. What do you want to create? Where do you want to go? What is your gift? And with whom do you want to share your gift? And trust in that intuition. What do you really want to do? Who are you? You can say this out loud if you want to. I think you are all on mute. So feel free to say your name and who you are. How phenomenal you are. How powerful, how beautiful, how successful, how wealthy, how sensual, how loved, how admired, unstoppable, a force to be reckoned with. You are fire. There is fire in your womb space in the best possible way. Who are you? Who are you becoming? What energy are you tapping into? Who are you becoming? And if there is a guide around you, whether it's an animal, a loved one, an angel, or your spirit guide, if there's anyone around you, I want you to connect with them. What do they want to share with you? And if you're on your own in this scene, just ask yourself, ask your subconscious to share a message with you. What do you need to know right now? What are you being called to do? What is your destiny? And what would you do if you just couldn't fail? You are fearless. Success is inevitable. What would you do? What will support you? What will help you? What will guide you? Really feel that energy in the base of your tummy. Feel that warmth in your hands of that fire. If you feel like you need a release, if you feel like there's tension, if there are things holding you back, I want you to draw that orange fire, that energy, out from your tummy and into your hands. Pull that creativity, pull that fire. Feel it in both of your hands and make 2 small little fists, nice and tight. Feel that warmth and still see that bright orange flame deep in the base of your tummy. It never goes out. Tighten your fists a little bit more. Feel that tension. Anything that no longer serves you, anything holding you back, any person holding you back, any hurt, any pain, any discomfort that you no longer want to allow in your womb space. And when you're ready, I want you to throw that away. Release that out of your hands. Just throw it, shake off your hands. Bring yourself back to your guide. Feeling lighter. Breathe into your belly. Just take a moment to see if there's any final messages that come through for you. If there's any other inspiration, any other guidance. Enjoy your time in this creative space, this magical place. It resides in you. Feel that divine inspiration. You know who you are. You know what you want to do. You have the courage to face your fears. And you have the power to create whatever you want. You are a creator. You determine your worth and what you deserve. When you're ready to say goodbye to whoever you've been spending this time with, or just say goodbye to the outside space, give thanks for any messages, and take a nice deep breath in through your nose and push out through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in. Feel your belly rise and blow out through your mouth. Start to wiggle those fingertips, still feeling that fire, that energy that's within you. Wiggle your toes. And one more deep breath in for me. And release it. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes and bring yourself back. Everyone okay? All awake, all good? How was that? How are we feeling?
Lovely. I felt like I drifted into a state of like semi-conscious, which is really interesting, because then I felt like things did then like come to me. Do you know what I mean? It was a lovely state to be in. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. There's always method to my madness. The beautiful thing with meditation, like subconscious work as well. But yeah, like the training I've had, like NLP stuff as well, like there's ways of getting to different states in your mind as well, which is pretty powerful. But any work like this that is with your subconscious, like we've said a few times, you know, it doesn't matter what your conscious mind is doing. And even if you're new to meditation or like hypnosis or anything like that, your conscious mind's only 5%. It can do what it wants. Okay, what we're working with is that 95%, and that is where the juice is. That's where your limiting beliefs sit. Okay, that's where we can make the changes and the transformations. And this is why spiritual practices are so great, and why I love to incorporate them in my coaching, whether it's through things like this, or whether it's different practices, or whether it's you know, the divine stuff and the divination tools, whatever it may be, or messages that just come through of their own accord. Like, it does make things happen quicker. Okay, because it gives you the results quicker, because it's working with your biology and your neuroscience, but also connecting you to that subconscious and to other realms as well, depending on where we go, which is always beautiful. Elise, I'm so exhausted now. It was lovely. Yeah, exactly the same as Lizzie. Gonna pop off and go to bed. Yeah, Elisa is also an hour ahead of us in sunny Holland. You are very welcome. Oh, thank you. Sleep well. I will speak to you soon. Okay, has anyone got anything that they want to share that came up for them during that, or during any of the sessions that we've had? Is there anything that's kind of on your mind, or anything that you want to clear up while you have me? Any questions about any of the work that we've done, or even the work that we've not done?
One thing, sorry.
Go for it. I was going to say, I think you're all on mute.
Sorry. One thing that really came up was really kind of odd. It was like this real urge to journal. I don't know, I have never had that before. I don't like the term journaling. I don't know what it is to that. But through that meditation, I just felt like I really need to explore a lot more. And even just by doing those questions, the journaling prompts has made me have lots of other questions that come up from that. So there was a real urgency to like pick up a pen and journal it out, as you say.
Yeah, amazing. I love that. And you know what, like, journaling is a weird word, is it? Because it feels like, I don't know, like a news reporter or something, doesn't it? I think it connects to journalist, maybe. I don't know. I need to think of a new word for it. But absolutely, and it's one of those things that when a client very first starts working with me, it's one of the early things that we do, because it basically unloads things out of your mind, especially if you've got quite a busy mind. Like mine is very overactive, so I have to journal quite a lot just to get it out of my own head, because like it just goes round and round. Like if you're like the kind of person that like replays conversations and things like that, then journaling would probably be really helpful for you, because it just gets it out. And if you're not someone who particularly likes writing, then even like doing it as a voice note is fine, because you're just getting it out of your head and it creates space. And it's when we have that space that other downloads can come through and the inspiration can come through, and we can start to clear the blocks as well.
That makes a lot of sense.
So trust that calling. That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
Yay, beautiful. Anyone else got anything that they want to share or want to ask? Are we all good? Amazing. So if you do feel like there's kind of more tension in that area, then have a little check for, especially like cord cutting meditations can be quite good. I like to do quite a lot of wound clearance in my sessions, just because it has that domino effect on so many other areas as well. But that's something that you can certainly look into. If you have felt during the last couple of days, or if you intuitively feel called to over the next few days, that you want to tap into this confidence work a little bit more, or you want to improve your relationships or your sexual power or your intimacy, your relationship with food, exercise, your body, or your blocks and manifestation stuff, then let me know and we can have a conversation about the academy, okay? Because that's where we do a lot of this deep work, but it is quite intense, okay? Because you will be with me for 6 months and we have a 2-hour call every week. Okay, so it's a lot, but it's basically everything that I have ever learned and ever known, all the stuff that we've kind of touched on little bits during these 3 days. But if you want to go deeper and you're ready to actually make those shifts, because I mean, a few of the girls were on the call last night that we're talking about this, but the change is inevitable when you're in that space, because you're with other people that are growing as well. So as well as being guided by me, but when you're doing that subconscious work, you get past the blocks that you sort of hit when you're on your own. Because when you're doing work on your own, you're using your conscious mind because you're reading something or you're watching a video on something. Okay, so there's a reason that we kind of get stuck at a certain point, and that certain point might be okay for you. But if you feel like you want to go past that point, then let me know and we can have a conversation about it. If you are more inclined to the spiritual stuff that we've kind of mentioned, obviously I am a spiritual coach, so this stuff does come up into all my sessions as well, especially like the wound clearing stuff and the chakra cleansing, but even manifesting with your chakras, which is pretty powerful. But if you are just someone who kind of wants to explore things like the moon rituals that we've spoke about, or working with that lunar energy, or tapping into your own psychic abilities as well, then the Soul Tribe is my spiritual development group. Okay, so it's not a coaching space. We do have a weekly call, but it's just about pure spiritual development. So learning how to read tarot or oracle cards, looking at auras, doing your moon rituals, things like that. Okay, so they're your main kind of options for you if you do feel called just to go a little bit further with this work. And if you don't, and this has helped you, then I am so chuffed, and it's been an absolute honor to work with you all. Oh, Gee said no worries at all.
Right, thank you.
Nice
Bye.
to see you. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah, it's been an absolute honor. I absolutely love doing this kind of stuff. Donna, you're going into the coaching world. You're going to absolutely adore it, because it's the best job in the world. It's amazing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart as well for showing up for yourself, putting yourself first. Hopefully you've learned something, you've connected with some like-minded, beautiful women who all look amazing. And I really hope it has given you a good boost as well. But any questions, anything else that comes up, because you will probably still have these downloads for the next couple of days with what work we have done. So feel free to pop me a message. The same with those of you that are watching on the replay as well. when you're catching up, if anything comes to your attention and you're not really sure about it or you don't know what to do with it, give me a shout. Okay, I'll get back to you ASAP. Okay. You are welcome, Donna. Always a pleasure. But I will love you and leave you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I am sure I will speak to you all very soon.
Thanks, Vix.
You're welcome. See you soon.
Night, everyone. Thanks, Bex.
You're welcome. Bye, lovelies.
Night. Night.